Hi guys, Miss Salcedo here. Today I'm going to be reading a story to you about friendship. And the title of our story is A Visitor for a Bear. And it was written by Bonnie Becker and illustrated by Katie McDonald-Denton. And let's see, what do you see in this picture? I see trees, I see a little house, and there's a sign on this door. We're going to see what that sign says in a moment. Can you see what that sign says? Let me read it to you. It says, "No visitors allowed." What do you think that means? Just think about that question and see what happens, okay? No one ever came to Bear's house. It had always been that way, and Bear was quite sure he didn't like visitors. He even had a sign. No visitors allowed. So here's the sign. So Bear is letting people know that he doesn't want anyone to come visit him. I wonder why. One morning, Bear heard a tap, tap, tapping on his front door. Tap, tap, tap. I guess someone's knocking. When he opened his door, there was a mouse, a small and gray and bright-eyed mouse. Here's the mouse. And what is Bear doing with his hand? He's pointing at the sign, right? No visitors allowed. So do you think Bear wants the mouse to be at his house? Let's see. No visitors allowed, Bear said, pointing to the sign. What do you think the mouse wants? Let's find out. Go away, Bear told the mouse. He closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. He set out 1 cup and 1 spoon on his table. But when he opened the cupboard to get 1 bowl, let's see what happened when he opened the cupboard. There was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. See, there is the mouse right there with his bows. How do you think Bear feels right now? Does he look happy or surprised? I think he feels scared. Let's see. I told you to leave, cried Bear. Perhaps we could have just a spot of tea, said the mouse. So what does the mouse want to do with Bear? He wants to have some tea, right? Out, commanded Bear. Most sorry, said the mouse. I'll be going now. So since Bear doesn't want to have tea with the mouse said, okay, then I'm just going to go ahead and leave. Does he look happy that he's leaving? I don't know. He looks a little sad to me. Bear showed him to the door and shut it firmly. He kind of picked him up by his tail. Kind of just put him outside, right? Then he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened the bread drawer for one slice of bread, there was the mouse again. What do you think the mouse is trying to do with Bear? Hmm? Small and gray and bright-eyed. Unbelievable, rumbled Bear. Away with you, vamos. I do like a bit of cheese, said the mouse. What do you see in Bear's face, his expression? He looks angry, right? Oh my goodness, he just wants his mouse to leave him alone. Bear pointed a rigid claw towards the door. Yes, then. Here I go, said the mouse. Farewell, that means bye-bye. And the mouse whisked out the door. This time Bear shut the door firmly and locked it tight. He's using his key to lock the door. He locked the windows too, for good measure. Then once again, he went back to the business of making his breakfast. He seems a little relaxed now, right? That the mouse is not going to come back. But when he opened the fridge to get one egg, let's see what happened. There was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed, of course. Be gone, roared Bear. A crackling fire. He can't take it. Bear is so upset. He just wants the mouse to leave. Ventured the mouse. This is impossible, intolerable, insufferable, cried Bear, shaken with anger and disbelief. He just doesn't believe that the mouse is still in his house. Terribly sorry, murmured the mouse. He looks like he's sad, right, the mouse? He looks a little sad. Now you see me, and now you don't. I am gone. And the mouse looked very sorry indeed. He waited for Bear to unbolt the door and let him out again. This time, before he went back to his business of making his breakfast, Bear shut the door very, very, very firmly and locked it. Boarded the windows shut, stopped up the chimney, and even plugged the drain in the bathtub. Carefully, Bear set about the business of making his breakfast again, but he's being really, really careful, right? He opened the cupboard. No mouse. He opened the bread drawer. Nothing. Woo! He opened the fridge. Mouse free. Yes, indeed. He lifted the lid to the tea kettle. Smells good. There was the mouse, small and gray, and well, you know the rest. The mouse is in the teapot. What is he thinking? Bear fell to the floor and wept. Do you know what wept means? Wept is another word for saying cried. Bear is weeping. He is so upset, right? Poor bear. I give up, he blubbered. Bear's just like, I'm done. I just give up. You win. I am undone. So sorry, said the mouse. But perhaps if I could just have a bit of cheese and a cup of tea. And do you think we could unstopper the chimney and have a nice fire? Said the mouse. Bear blew his nose with a loud honk. Right? He's blowing his nose from all the crying, right? Let's see. But then you must go, he sniffled. So Bear is giving in a little bit to the mouse. No visitors allowed. You have my word, said the mouse. Bear unshuttered and unboarded the windows. He unlocked the door, unstoppered the chimney, and unplugged the drain. He brought out 2 plates of cheese and 2 teacups. As you can see, here's Bear on his chair, nice and comfy. Here's the mouse on little like step stool. That's what it looks like he's sitting on. And he has his cup of tea, and he's probably has some cheese as well. Looks like they're having a pretty good time, right? By the fire, nice and relaxed. And he made a crackling fire in the fireplace for 2 sets of toes. The mouse warmed his feet and nibbled and sipped, and Bear did too. They sat for a long while. The clock in Bear's house tickled loudly. Tick, 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 like a clock, right? Bear cleared his throat. The mouse looked most attentive. So Bear right, cleared his throat. And the mouse is ready to listen. He's being attentive to maybe what Bear is going to say next. Let's see. No one had ever been most attentive to Bear. The fire is nice, Bear announced. So Bear liked turning on the fire and sitting by the fire. Lovely, said the mouse. He enjoyed it too. No one had ever said Bear's fire was lovely. I can do a headstand, said Bear. So, do you think Bear's having a good time with the mouse now? I think so. I think he's enjoying the company. Very impressive, exclaimed the mouse. Bear told a joke. And do you think the joke was funny? Look at the mouse's reaction, right? It's like cracking up. The mouse laughed heartily. It was so funny. No one had ever laughed at Bear's jokes before. Bear began to think of another joke. So, does it look like Bear is worried about the mouse staying in the house with him? Do you think he can't wait for him to leave? Like, oh my goodness, he just needs to hurry up and drink his tea and eat his cheese and get out of my house. I don't know. I think he's enjoying it. The mouse sat down with his teacup. Bear quickly lifted the teapot. There is plenty more, he said. So sorry, said the mouse. Most kind, but I must be on my way. So the mouse is getting ready to leave. Really? You needn't go, said Bear. So Bear is asking the mouse, do you really have to go? I am off, said the mouse, springing up from his chair. And there they are at the door. The mouse is waving goodbye. Bear is waving goodbye as well. Wait, cried Bear. What do you think Bear is going to tell the mouse? Do you think he's going to tell him never to come back to his house and visit him? I don't know. Could be right. He still has that sign there on his door that says no visitors allowed. But the mouse kept walking. Toodle-doo, said the mouse. In other words, saying bye. Don't go, wailed Bear, throwing his body across the path. Oh. But I gave you my word, said the mouse, pointing at the... What was he pointing at? At the no visitors sign, right? Oh, that? Cried Bear, pulling down the sign and tearing it up. So Bear took his no visitors sign off the door and he teared it up in pieces. Well, that's a good thing, right? What do you think about it? That's for salesmen. So Bear is saying that his sign isn't for just visitors. It's supposed to be for people that are trying to sell him stuff that he doesn't want to buy. Not for friends. So he's saying that friends can come over now. Not for friends, asked the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. Bear nodded. The mouse's bright eyes glowed brighter. Bear smiled. Do you like one lump or two lumps? Said Bear, most politely. I like two, said the mouse, and Bear agreed. So boys and girls, what do you think happened with Bear and the mouse now? Do you think they're friends now? I think so too. I think Bear decided that his sign was keeping him from having a good time because people wouldn't come over because the sign said no visitors allowed. So maybe nobody knocked on his door because they didn't want to bother him, right? But I think Bear liked the company, and I think him and Mouse are going to be really, really good friends. What do you think? All right, guys. So this is today's story, and it was about friendship, okay? So I will see you again another day. Bye bye, guys.